This is Adrian. Um, I'm back to do more vlogging, more process vlogging. Uh, a while back, I sort of dedicated myself to doing about 21 days worth of vlogging. Every single day I'd do a vlog, as a experiment in self-reflection, to self-reflect consistently every single day for 21 days. Um, which was a tremendously supportive experience. Um, and right now I really require that support again. In fact, this time around, I think I'm really going to step it up a notch, so to speak, and actually do, um, at least 21 days of vlogging. But with that, I think I'll do 21 days of writing as well to sort of couple with the blogging, so that because I'd like to be more clear in my vlogging. I'd like to speak with a bit more direction, and I find that writing is sort of a more effective way to sort of clarify yourself, because you can really look at your own words, and also it's me alone. I'm not necessarily putting the things I read out on the internet. So I'm dedicating myself to this little experiment again, because I've been involved in the Destiny process now since 2007. It's going to be almost 4 years now, and it's like despite all the studying, um, and and my participation with Destiny, and what I do understand and have been able to apply of the Destiny message, um, I've been inconsistent. Consistency has been my biggest problem. Keeping things consistent, and I don't know. I mean, I'm still like trying to figure that out, because like the 21 days of vlogging experiment, there have been lots of times that I've really started to show myself that I can change myself, that I've proved myself to myself that I can change myself, and what are the things I need to do to change myself. I mean, I have started walking this process, yet I've managed to fall again and again and again and again. And I mean, usually when I do fall, it's a pretty, like, a month or 2 months of my life is just gone. It's just down the drain. Um, and then next thing I know it, I wake up again, and it's like, oh my God, what have I been doing with myself, with my life for the last couple months? And things just get so bad from all the falling that it's like, oh my God, I've gotta get my act together. I've gotta, the depression and the struggles and all the difficult shit just becomes so much. It's like, oh my God, I have no choice. I have to change myself. I've gotta do more. Because that's what the falling always is. I mean, it's always falling into an old habit or addiction or pattern, but no matter what the habit or addiction is, it's some way of not having to face myself, of having to take responsibility and do this process and change myself. Well, the whole Destiny process, I mean, that name, Destiny process, is almost irrelevant. It's just like common sense. This is just what I have to do. I mean, this is how it's been recently, in this last time that I've struggled, because things just became like awful. Like, in that attempt to try and not face myself, to avoid myself, because apparently that's going to be a bad and difficult thing. I go do these things to run away and try to escape it and escape facing myself. And these things I do to escape, I mean, it's not better. It's not. It's not a really. I mean, there is no escape. There's no escape from myself. Nobody can escape themselves. This is it. I mean, who you are, this is it until you die. And if we don't change ourselves, I mean, there's no escape. It's this or death, you know. And I can't continue this way. And the belief that I'm escaping some worse fate, I mean, that's got to go. No matter how difficult it seems sometimes, apparently, to face myself, that belief that that apparently it's better if I don't, or I can escape it, I mean, that's got to stop. So this kind of brings up a point that I wanted to mention in this video, was that I've found more and more recently a very deeply seated, deeply ingrained, I guess you could call it like a belief that I can't change, that I am inferior, that this inferiority and this fuck up that my life has become is really who I am, and that I'm not capable of doing more, that that I'm limited, that I'm flawed, that I'm inferior, that I'm not as good as others. I found this was extremely deeply ingrained into my being. It's really quite amazing how deeply ingrained this is. And in the beginning, it's like you sort of have an idea, but I kind of saw that, but it's like a lot of things that you become, you don't see it because you become it, so you really have to kind of live it out to see that you become it. And that's basically what I was doing, is I was living out this I can't change, I can't do it, I'm just gonna try to run away and escape and hide. It basically manifested as a severe depression. And looking back at my life, I mean, that's the story. That's been the story of my life, is depression. So forgiveness and self-correction required on this whole belief that apparently this is who I am, this depression, and that this is the way and there is no other way, and another way is impossible, or there's not a better way, or that it's apparently difficult or not pleasant to face myself, has got to go. And there's a lot of things in my life that I'm taking on right now, practically, like school, work, things like that, that has sort of brought me to this point. That's why it's like a do or die situation for me, because I pretty much have to keep moving with school and work, otherwise I'll be screwed. I won't be able to survive in this world. It really seems like there's something else I want to say, but that's all that's coming to me now. So the belief that I cannot change, and the subsequent depression that I exist as from this belief. I basically just wanted to mention about expression with regards to depression. It's quite interesting, the similarity of the words, when this, because when this belief exists, I mean, when any belief exists in a person and you're then operating from a belief, that's not real self-expression. That's not life. It's a belief. It's a figment of our imaginations. it's not living, it's not real expression. And so from that we suppress ourselves and we repress ourselves, and it's like, it's just funny kind of common sense to me, because what else could there be if there's no self-expression but depression? Depression is inevitable when there exists no self-expression. And this is this is the toughest point for everybody to face with regards to destiny, because again, I look back at my whole life and I realize this has been the whole story. So I simply realized that I've never expressed myself. I've really never lived, because I've always lived from a belief of who I am, apparently, in this world. I mean, it's a complete brainwash. It's a complete con. My whole life I was treated as though I was nothing, as though I was worthless, and every and any sense of self-worth and self-value that was ever given to me has always been a lie, has always been false. It has always come in the form of my worth to other people. How can I serve other people and the system? I mean, mainly just the system, because in fact, other people, again, who's really living and expressing themselves in this world? Serving other people, it really just has become serving systems. Serving other people is other systems. There's right now it feels like there's a lot I want to say, because I haven't vlogged like this in a long time, and there's just so much coming out. And again, that's what's been happening towards the end of this last little while, that I've just been really depressed and basically not living myself, not expressing myself, is so much frustration and anger, mainly frustration and anger, have been coming to the fore, because I just haven't been living and expressing myself. I've been using the fear of what other people will think of me, and fearing losing what other people think of me, and having to give up the desire to have other people accept me and like me and appreciate me and give me that value. you know I mean, to fear losing that, it's stupidity, because all my life I've gotten that. That's basically what I did. I recognized it at a young age, maybe at a subconscious or unconscious level, and I did things to then get that, because that's what people have to do in this world. I became a drummer, I became a musician, I became an athlete. I did things that specifically would make, and I knew they would do this, I did things that would make people go, wow, look at him, whoa, did you see that? Isn't that amazing? So much of my life, that's what it's been, is impressing people and getting people's applause and cheers and being adored by people, being a leader, being the top guy, and I've gotten these things. I've been the success. I've been the star. I've been the top guy. And the more that I've done this with myself, to myself, in my life, the more I would destroy myself. The more sad and depressed I would become. The more depraved I would become. I would just be dying on the inside. During those times where I was the fan favorite and everybody loved me the most. Those were my worst times, personally. It was when I was busy entertaining everybody else and getting everybody else's recognition and attention, because it's just not me. It's not who I am. I'm not fucking special. I mean, it's a joke. um, it's almost like startling for me sometimes when people make comments of me that, by their nature, they're like revering me in a way, like, oh, you're so good at this and you're so special because of that. And like sometimes I get comments like that, and it's surprising, it's startling, because on the inside, that's not the way I feel about myself. That's not the way I think about myself, or like I don't relate to that which I'm portraying that they're seeing. The picture I'm putting on, the show I'm putting on, it's just a show. It's just a projection. So giving myself self-worth, self-value, recognizing myself as life. Okay, that's all for now. It was cool to get this off my chest. Till next time.